Hi, I'm Laura and this is the second in the 10-minute sequences designed for you to pick and choose your own yoga practice each day. So in this video we're going to be doing a 10-minute really gentle flow, so hopefully you've all done the warm-up video and your body's feeling ready to get into a bit more yoga. I'd always recommend going back and doing the warm-up video if you've not done so already, just to really kind of get all the limbs working right for you, so you're going to cause less injury and have a lot more fun in your yoga time. So when you're ready, join me on the mat and we're going to start in child's pose. So with child's pose, it's something you can always come back to. If you find something difficult in the practice, I want you to come back to this pose. So you're going to be kneeling, bottom towards the feet, and the hands are just going to come out in front of you. From here, if you can, you're going to be stretching out this upper back and the shoulders. We're just going to settle in here. If you find that this is a bit too much for you, just stack the hands underneath and then the forehead's just going to rest really nicely here. And it'll give you the same benefit, and it's a lovely resting pose to find yourself back into. So just take a few breaths here for me. In through the nose and out through the nose. Just in whichever position suits you best. So if you can, coming all the way down. And in your own time, I just want you to inhale, coming all the way up, hand directly into the shoulders, knees directly into the hips, and our nice table pose. So from here we can start to do a little bit of cat-cow, if you wish, just to kind of stretch out the rest of the back. So for this, we're just inhaling all the way up, and exhaling, curling all the way down, looking down towards the pelvis. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. If you want to put a bit of movement in this, you can. If you feel like you just need to twist side to side, doing anything that feels right for you today. If you want to put a bit of movement in it, that's absolutely fine. Just do what your body's telling you. So once you're ready from this point, we're going to go into our downward facing dog. Another position that moves you from one sequence to the next. So we just want to move those hands a little bit further forward. You're going to take a nice inhale, curl those toes, and on the exhale coming all the way up. And you really want to think about the hips coming all the way up to the ceiling. Don't worry about the heels trying to find the mat at the moment. We're just going to move around in the toes and the balls of the feet. So head's going to look straight through your legs, and that's going to stop any tightness in the neck. And remember, if at any point this is a bit difficult, you just want to come back down to the knees, uncurl the toes, and find yourself in child's pose again. Okay. So if that's okay, we'll take a nice inhale, come up to our downward facing dog, and from here, if you just want to move the feet a little bit, just getting into the pose. You can always take them out wide either side of the mat, stretch them round a little bit, just do what feels right for you. And then in your own time, I just want you to slowly walk all the way up towards the top of the mat, so the hands can come up. And we're just going to have a nice bended forward fold. Just take a moment here. Don't have to worry about straightening those legs at the moment, because we're going to take a nice curl all the way up. So bent legs going all the way up the spine, so the head's the last thing to come up. Hands can then follow all the way up, touching at the top, and exhale down to the chest. Just feel that heartbeat for you. That's great. Okay, so from here we're going to start going into the sequence. So I just want you to inhale the hands all the way up. And exhale, we're going to come down into our chair pose. So it's almost like you're going to be sitting down on a chair, or you're creating a chair for somebody else, and the hand's going to come all the way up. Take an inhale, and then when you're ready, exhale, palms come together, and just gently twist to the side with the elbow finding the knee and the outside of the leg. Just take a nice breath here. Inhale, and we're going to come all the way up. And exhale, twisting all the way to the opposite side. That's great. Inhale comes all the way up. And on the exhale, we're going to take a nice forward fold all the way down. Remember, those knees can be bent. It's fine if you feel like your hands are just here or even here. Just come to where's comfortable for you. Remember, keeping the knees really soft. Hands can just come down. Just take a few stretches here. If you like, we can always add in more of a stretch for the shoulders, just interlacing the fingers, And exhaling, bringing everything forward. You can always pedal back and forth just to get into that tight spot. That's great. From here, just release everything back down to the mat, just raising up slightly for a nice flat back. And then on the exhale, just making your way back to our downward facing dog. This is a point here if you wanted to add more into the sequence. Rather than going straight back into our downward facing dog, you could take your feet back, slowly push down, inhale into a bit of an upward facing dog, and then exhale everything back to your downward facing dog. But that's just if you want to add a little bit extra. So from here, I just want you to lift your right leg all the way up into the air, just where it's comfortable for you. If you want to bring it round to the side slightly, open the hip, that's great. And exhale, bringing everything forward. If that foot doesn't want to come all the way, you can just give it a wiggle and we'll get into our low lunge. From here, just release the knee to the mat, uncurl those toes and settle in here. Just take a few breaths, nice easy breaths, rocking around a little bit. And then on the next inhale, just coming up. If the hands want to come up, that's great. If you feel like you need a bit of a twist, just twist around to either side, just doing what feels nice for you today. Before coming all the way down. Just uncurl those toes for me, bringing the knee up, and we're going to take a nice inhale into our high lunge, and exhale down. 2 more times, inhaling all the way up, and exhaling down. Final time, big inhale, and we're going to soften round into our warrior 2 stance. So the heels coming parallel with the other foot, and really sinking down into this, okay? Hips coming towards you, hands coming up. Just check that back hand, make sure you've got nice straight hands, straight arms, looking forward. Okay. Let's reverse that hand, and we're going to take a swoop back into our reclining warrior, just to where it's comfortable for you. Don't want to put any pressure on the knee, just bringing it back. Inhale, bringing the hand to the knee, and we're going to take a nice forward fold. This is your nice side angle pose. Then inhale, we're going to come all the way up. If you want to straighten the knee, that's fine. Exhale all the way over, and looking up. And then one last time for me. Inhaling, and then exhaling, we're going to turn everything back round into our low lunge. That's great. Okay. From here, if you want to release the knee back down, uncurl those toes, we're just going to wiggle the foot all the way to the side. So both our hands are next to one another. And this is your lizard pose. If this is tight enough for you in the hips, just stay here. Add a little bit of movement if you like, just what's comfortable. Or if you've got the wiggle room, you can come down to the forearms. Remembering stacking those hands, just bring the head down to where it's comfortable. Just take a few breaths here for me. One more big inhale. And exhale. And then just push those toes back up, bringing yourself back up, find yourself back to your downward facing dog, however's comfortable for you. So if you just want to swoop the knee round and come into it this way, that's fine. If you want to add the little sequence from before, that's great. Just pedal those feet for me. And then we're going to do the same on the other leg. So a nice inhale, left leg comes all the way up. Remember bending it just to open those hips. And an exhale swoops it all the way forward. Give it a bit of a wiggle. That's great. Remember to bring that knee down, uncurl the toes. And then if this is tight enough for you, just stay here. Or if you've got that room, coming up to the knee, you can bring the hands all the way up. Or you could just do a nice gentle twist, either side. That's great. Just come back down to the centre, push those toes back up. And our 3 high lunges, inhaling and softening all the way down. Big inhale up, and easy exhale down. One last time, inhaling, and that's going to take you around to your warrior 2. Now just so you're reclining, remember to turn the hand like a big windmill all the way over, and then into our side angle, all the way back. 2 more times, inhaling, and exhale, And our final time, remember, if you want to straighten that leg, you can. Inhaling all the way up. And then bringing it back down to our low lunge. Same thing on this side, just bring the knee down, wiggle that foot all the way into our lizard. If this is fine, sometimes one side's a little bit tighter than the other, just stay here. Or bringing that a little bit further down if you want. Just take a few breaths here in your own time. Feel everything soften out. One more big inhale here for me. And exhale. So just bringing the hands back up. Uncurling that toe. And then back into our downward facing dog. So this could be bringing it back, pushing down into a nice easy upward facing dog, and then bringing it all the way up to our downward facing dog. From here, just to finish, I want you just to slowly walk those hands back to the feet. Remember, you can bend those knees, you can do whatever you need to today. Final stretch out. If you want to let the hands come up so you can really get a nice fold, just touch each opposite elbow. Curl those knees if that helps. And then in your own time, just slowly curling all the way up. It's really nice. All the way up to the top. And then exhale those hands down to the chest. Just take some nice easy breaths here. Listening out for that heartbeat. Feel it pumping for you. Then when you're ready, just come back down into child's pose and meet me there. Bring those hands forward and resting down. Take as much time as you need there. I hope you've enjoyed today's sequence. Hopefully it's just started to elevate your heart rate a little bit for you. In the next sequence we'll be pushing a little bit further, seeing if we can get you a bit sweaty. So hope you've enjoyed today's video and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.